Yeah, I was commissioned in 1998 to write Rush, and it was one of the breakthrough pieces for me in terms of my musical career. I was writing for such fantastic musicians, Slav Gregorian on the guitar, the Golden String Quartet. And in some ways I remember thinking when I was writing the piece, you know, what am I going to do to write for these amazing, amazing players? And such a great opportunity. And I was stressing over it for some time because I'd never really written for performers of that caliber before. But then I just thought, you know what, I've just got to write music from the heart. In terms of what actually inspired the musical content of the piece, this is one of the pieces which strongly relates to techno and electronic dance music. So it's got a very driving beat, and I had that in mind. You know, I wanted to have this sense of driving pulse throughout most of the piece. The great thing was that I think the audiences have responded to that piece. It's been one of my most performed and most popular works ever since. So I'm certainly grateful for having that opportunity. The idea is that the piece is pretty straightforward. It's like you get onto a roller coaster ride and you get off at the end, but you've been somewhere. Although the roller coaster ride isn't such a good analogy because you end up somewhere different to where you started. So when I had to rework it for Diana Doherty, I had to change the guitar part into an oboe part, and you'd think, what's the correlation there? Actually, it didn't seem so bad. It was a challenge as a composer because, you know, with the guitar you've got the strumming and you've got the multiple strings and they've got a different range, like they go much lower than an oboe can play. But the basic role of the guitar in the piece was to be really energetic and provide a lot of the drive and the rhythm. And I was very lucky that I was writing for Diana Doherty because I knew, again, I could write pretty much whatever I wanted to. And in fact, I remember, Diana playing it and she's saying, well, you can make it harder if you want to. That doesn't happen very often. So I was very lucky in that I was writing for her, and then I could really transfer the sense of drive and rhythm and motor across to the oboe. And the other interesting thing is some of the melodies that were on the guitar part were actually, I think, worked a little bit better on the oboe because the oboe is such a melodic instrument, such a beautiful instrument that, you know, it was a challenge, but it was a successfully completed challenge, I'd like to think.